Howdy, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Tiki Chapter podcast. Today's episode, we discuss what it was like to be back at one of the first games to allow fans back into the ground, which was Brighton versus Chelsea. We ponder where Messi might end up if he leaves or if he stays, and we talk about the whole Harry Maguire saga. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome back to the Tiki Chapter podcast. We're on episode 5, so welcome aboard. I'm joined as ever with Jack. How are you, mate?
I'm well. Nothing more to say than that. I'm well. No, I am well.
How do you feel after the big event yesterday?
Yeah, feel good to be back into the football ground.
Fulfilled?
So much that I went out drinking and I got refused service in Pop World. So have a
Was it a
crowning
messy one
moment
last
of my
night?
life. Not too bad. I actually was very responsible and just went, I'm going home now
Really?
at like 8 p.m. and just went, you know
That
what?
doesn't sound like you.
It doesn't sound like me, but I just went, right, I'm going to go home. I can't drink anymore. I'll be sick. How very responsible. So
I'm proud of you.
yeah, thank you.
So, as we're on the topic, talk me through, well, for those who might not know, you attended the
Test event.
Brighton versus Chelsea pre-season match, which was the first match in the new era, could you say, post-COVID,
Yep.
that actually allowed fans back in the ground. So,
Yeah.
how was that?
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Good to be back. I thought it worked really well. I have to praise the club a lot. I think going into it, I was sort of, I was happy that we're trying something. A lot of talk from a lot of people. Oh, it's going to be crap. It won't be the same. And you could chant, you could sit there without your mask. You didn't have to sit with your mask throughout the whole game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you could take that off when you're in your seat and you could chant.
Talk me through the process. You turn up to the ground.
Turn up to the ground. You can't take your face mask off, so you had to have that on walking up to the ground. Get to the entrance, check your ID. They're very stringent on the ID that they only want for people.
Okay.
I think that's all to do with the track and trace system.
Yep.
So there's no passing on tickets like there was, before.
Yeah.
Then they didn't take my temperature, but apparently they were doing it all on the CCTV.
Right.
So, with infrared cameras.
Okay.
The
Interesting.
heat sensitive ones. So then went upstairs still with mask on, get the concourse, you can buy your beer, and then you can take your mask off to drink and eat. And as long as you stay in your little bubble, there are 4 of us, so we stayed together.
Were they sort of strict about mingling or?
You couldn't just mingle with anyone, but you could talk to them at a distance.
Yeah.
But we just stayed in our bubble of 4 people, had a few drinks, then we went took a seat. The one-way system in and out of your seats. So everybody had to enter. Basically, you'd move to your right, so you'd enter, go up, and then when you're finished, you've got to go stand up and go to your right, not your left.
Okay, so anti-clockwise.
Yes. But that was fine. I wasn't. That wasn't an issue. Lots of people got that wrong, though. I could see them.
Well, it's happening everywhere.
Yeah, I think everywhere you go, and it's just even. But lots of people getting up and going to the right, like to go for a wee during the game, and the steward pointing at them quite aggressively, like
Yeah.
Go the other way. But other than that, it was fine. You're 3 seats away from anyone at any given time, so that's good. It didn't feel crowded, but at the same time, it didn't feel empty.
What was the atmosphere like?
The atmosphere was really good, actually. I think people were. Sussex by the Sea was very jovial.
Yeah.
On my Instagram feed, you had a very poor rendition of it.
I think where everyone hasn't been there, obviously, for quite a while,
Yeah.
I can imagine the atmosphere is quite buoyant because
And
everyone.
I think the thing which because people watch on the live stream and I think people are pointing out is you can't. I don't mind the cat like the put in noise, the filtered in fake crowd noise, but it's not quite the same as when you have a real crowd there. I think
No.
it was quite something
Yeah.
that I did genuinely miss was when the Lino hadn't because there was the feeling that the Chelsea goal may have been slightly offside.
Mm.
Um, you know, when the Lino finally put his flag up, there was a big cheer, sarcastic cheer. And those are the sort of stuff you can't really do with the
Yeah.
film.
You can't
That.
count that. It's a bit naughty.
Yeah. So yeah, that was good. Can you hear the Chelsea thing? That was another one.
So
One
they
nil.
only sat you in one stand. It looked like,
So it
or
was the east and a little bit of the south that was being used as well.
so
So
if we're well, they're suggesting that 30% of crowds.
I can imagine. Well, it would make sense that this is 25% with this
Mm,
seating layout because it's for every four seats, one of them is filled,
yeah.
which is a quarter.
So that would
Uh,
get
yeah, so
about 7,500 in the ground.
30,000. Yeah, about that.
I
No,
mean, it's
maybe
a
slightly
start.
more. The start, yeah, definitely. Um, and yeah, no, it's really good day out. Stayed at the end. They did. They. Frank Lampard and Graham Potter did interviews in the stadium rather than
Oh, and you could
they were
hear
on
all
the
that.
screen. You could hear all that rather than waiting around in the concourse. I think they wanted to keep people there a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, then we had a few pints after the game, and I think we were the last ones left in there
Excellent.
at about 5:30 ish, and then we headed into town. But yeah, no, it's really good, really well run. Like I think the important thing was everybody enjoyed themselves, and we
Yeah.
all enjoyed ourselves. Like we had fun.
Mm,
That is the important thing. I think that's what the CEO of Brighton wanted it to be. Like
mm.
we want it to be an enjoyable experience. Otherwise, it's pointless.
So on
Uh,
a if we're looking at this like the government, would you
yeah.
say on a safety and coronavirus prevention perspective it was a success?
Yes, I would say so. I would say it's a success. You could see there were lots of people from the club just observing,
Mm.
that were standing around in the concourse watching people. Um,
Clipboards everywhere.
yeah, exactly. So it all went very well in my mind. Um, and hopefully we
So
continue
a
to get forward.
success on the health and hygiene
Yeah,
stance. What about the football? How did you see that?
yeah, it's all right. In
Chelsea
terms of
obviously made
Chelsea,
a
yeah, they
bundle of
had their
signings.
they had 9 players in quarantine from coronavirus. Um, and you could tell which ones they were because they weren't in the lineup. I think it was Mount. Mount was
Yeah, I
definitely
think Mount.
Pulisic. I think Tamori, and there were a few players anyway.
Yeah,
But then they had their two new big signings on the pitch, Werner and Ziyech, who did look very good together.
I thought
Um,
Werner looked very
yeah, I
classy.
thought
He
the
does the
combination.
simple things well, I think, Werner.
Yeah, and I think the combination of Odoi, Ziyech, and Werner together looked quite dangerous.
Mm,
Obviously, all three of them were there for the first goal. And then I think their defence is still a bit of a shambles.
They did have
Given,
a youngster at the back for a lot of the game, though,
yes,
didn't they?
they did, but I think Rudiger came on at half time and he just dunked to the ground to give away the first penalty.
Yeah.
So there was and then Ampadu came on, who I thought wasn't really up to standard,
Oh,
uh,
what a shame. Supposed to
which is
be
a
the
shame
next
because
big
I do
thing.
like him, but he didn't impress me at all.
Mm.
Conor Gallagher though, for them, he impressed me quite a lot.
Is that the
Uh,
Charlton one?
he was at Charlton and
Swansea.
then he went to Swansea, yeah. So he was impressive.
I thought he was
And I thought
average for Swansea.
Reece James was very good as well.
Mm.
At right back, I thought he did really well. He's a bit fighty though.
Yeah, he had a bit of handbags with Solly March, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was squaring up, which seemed a bit strange in a pre-season friendly. But
He seems like that sort of player though, where he
yeah, but
needs.
if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd love that.
Yeah, he seems like he
So
needs something to,
hmm, needs a
make him
Ritalin.
wanna play better.
But
Um,
yeah, no, Chelsea were good, and then on the Brighton front, first half did all right. Ben White played quite well.
the
Um,
£40 million man.
yeah, switched off early on for the goal, but
Yeah,
after that
I
sort of
think
grew
he
into it.
sort of came into the game. I
Yeah,
think he might have been a bit
um,
nervous, maybe, but
I quite liked Solly March at left wing back, which was a strange
mm,
experiment, but it was something I enjoyed. And then second half on a 60-minute mark, we swapped into a back four, which was slightly different.
mm,
But I thought we did all right there with the back four. Um, so yeah, no, I think some of the players stood out for me. I thought Lamptey obviously played very well again. I think he's a special player.
mm.
He's a
But they're
special player.
gutted they let him go.
Yeah. I thought Malumbi did very well, sort of made things tick over. Stephen Alzate as well. Basuma, again, if he can be that consistent this season, I think we've
Mm,
got a £50 million player on our hands.
yeah, breaks up the place so well.
Lallana looked a bit rusty, I would say, but I don't think
Can't
that's
blame him.
anything.
He ain't played
Yeah,
football in a while.
that's not something to be too concerned about. Yeah, I thought overall it was quite a positive display. Just lacking the final third a bit, but I think that's been our story
Yeah,
for the
I
last
mean, I
10
watched.
to 15 years, I think.
I watched an hour of it, and it seemed that all our play converged to end up in the wide areas, and then we would look to
Yeah,
get the ball in the box, and it's bloody nil mope against two big centre backs.
yeah.
I think we're
Um,
lacking a big man in the
I
box.
think we are. I think we are. I think we are. But
AC9,
overall,
give us a call.
yeah, yeah. If you're interested, AC, the real AC.
Yeah, but
Um,
this time, do think we need another striker still,
yeah,
but
um,
and a winger maybe. But it's
yeah. Maybe a
positives.
winger. Yeah. So yeah, no, good day out. Good day out for all involved.
Maybe next signing could be Messi.
Well, maybe Messi. Um,
Is this all
that was,
smoke and mirrors, or do you reckon he's
I was going to
actually
say
off
that
this
was a
time?
beautiful segue there between.
Been
I
practicing.
don't think he'll move.
You think
I don't think.
this is
I think this is
typical tantrum?
player flexing.
Mm,
I don't think he'll move. He's quite happy to be the top dog there.
yeah. I mean, I'm not a
Or
huge fan of players throwing their weight around, but
no, it does seem like Barcelona are in quite the mess though.
mm,
It
if you
doesn't
pardon the
surprise me.
pun.
Yeah, quite the messy. Um, because they're not the team they used to be. I think that defeat against Bayern
That's
compounded
just
that
yeah.
8-2. But yeah, they're just not the team they used to be, in my opinion. They
No.
don't overly impress me.
Well,
Some of the players, it's not quite the team of old, which had
they had the same squad for 5, 10 years. They had Xavi and Iniesta and Busquets at the heart of it. They're all getting on.
Messi.
They haven't really
Yeah,
changed the foundations for about 10 years.
no. But I think when they signed, I think the interesting one was when they signed Middlesbrough flop Martin Braithwaite and Paulinho from China for 40 million.
Yeah.
It seemed like a certain level of money laundering going on there. So I'm not surprised Messi wants to move on because they're not the force they used to be. It's strange. It's a poor time for Spanish football, I think, because Real Madrid aren't exactly in the heyday, are they? And
No.
Barcelona are starting to fall away, and Atletico look all right. They're playing such a
They're same old, same old.
they're,
Park the
they're
bus.
playing such a anti-football
Mm,
tactics at the moment. They're not exactly like a force like Bayern Munich are.
yeah.
Um,
Bayern Munich are
yeah,
just unbelievable at the moment now.
yeah. And I think English football's doing very well. If it wasn't for a few few cock ups, they'll be doing well in Europe this
Yeah,
season like they were. I mean, last year when we were the both Europa and Champions League finals were
final,
all
yeah,
English.
Tottenham, Liverpool, and Chelsea, Arsenal.
Yeah. So no, I would love him to play in the Premier League. I'd
I'd
love to
love
see
it.
Messi. Maybe
I
even get
think
Ronaldo
I
back
think he
from
needs it.
Juventus.
I think
Yeah,
to really, I mean, there's no arguing. He's probably the best of all time, if not,
yeah,
up there. But to really cement his legacy,
yeah. Because I think as much as I think Ronaldo and Messi are probably not comparable because they're both
no, yeah,
different kind of players. But you look at Ronaldo and he has done it all over
yeah.
Europe.
Wherever he's been, he's moved
Um,
about. It's been a
I
success.
know, I know he scored 17 penalties last year for Juventus. But still scoring goals.
Yeah,
Done it in England, done it in Spain, did it in Portugal before he came to England.
yeah.
So I think
International
Messi,
stage.
I think Messi for his own, yeah, especially on the international stage.
Yeah,
Messi's never really performed on the international stage.
no.
Um, he hasn't won a tournament. I know Ronaldo won the Euros, obviously,
Mm.
but by only winning one game in normal time. Um, but still won it. So it'd be good to see Messi in the Premier League, especially because Ronaldo is allegedly up for sale at Juventus. If they could get Ronaldo back to the Prem at the same time, see out the heyday of their career
Ooh,
in the
both at
Premier
Man
League,
City.
Man City and Man United,
Wow.
that would be. But we'll have to wait and see. Have to wait and see. I think the issue is as well is the price tag for Messi. But
Yeah, the buyout
uh,
clause is like a huge ball and chain on
yeah,
Messi's ankle.
600 million. But apparently he's got a
700 million.
clause 700 million, right? So yeah.
Even
Um,
more.
so yeah. Well, then apparently he's got a clause which means he can move on a free. So I guess they
That run
will.
out in July, I believe I read. But
Oh, did it? Right.
that's I think he's done so much for the club. Just honour him. Give him the
Yeah.
move he wants. Get rid of that ridiculous buyout clause. I think we discussed it a couple of episodes ago that Spanish
Mm.
football is notorious for their buyout
Well, because
clauses.
they have it's part of the footballing law over there. You
Yeah,
have to have a
and
buyout
they've
clause. So,
got just some of them are a billion
yeah, I think
euros.
it's Fatty, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ansu Fatty is like 500
I
million
would
because
imagine so. So
yeah.
it's
Um,
just hugely unethical, I think.
yeah, it keeps players prisoners, well, to a certain extent, but it's sort of
It,
yeah.
it reminds me of the time that Chelsea wanted to get rid of Czech, and they sort of said, "Oh, fair enough. You've been such a servant. We'll let you
Mm,
go where you want. We'll,
yeah, exactly. We'll accept anywhere.
yeah, to
Yeah,
sort of
exactly.
show
I
him
think
a
they
bit of
should.
respect." And I think if anyone deserves it, it might be Messi for Barcelona. He's done so much for them.
Yeah, especially if he came to City with Guardiola, that could be quite something.
Mm. Is that a
Uh,
title-winning transfer, or
um,
can one man do that? Do you reckon?
I just want to see him play in this league. Um,
Straight in the fantasy team.
yeah, well, maybe probably not. No. I just want to see how he does. I don't think it's a case of he's going to win this club the league, or I just want to see him prove himself. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's whoever gets him. Arsenal probably put in £8 million. £8 million and £1.
Yeah, 8 million
Um,
plus Ganduzi.
yeah, um, yeah, but no, it'd be interesting to see.
Mm.
Rumours of PSG, of course, as well. I
Well,
just feel if you
yeah.
move to PSG, it's just a cop out.
It's sort of who. There's only. You can probably count the amount of clubs that can afford him on your
Mm,
ears. So, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And one of them being PSG, and one of them being Manchester City.
Yeah. Um. So, a lot of stuff's going on in the news. Messi's taken up a lot of the news. We've also got the Mcguire Saga.
Oh yeah,
Uh. It's an odd
Well,
one.
sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's an odd one. It seems
Mm.
like a bit of politics is taken into account. Uh,
Yeah, personally, I think he's been stitched up. Um, not to just sit there and defend him, but you know,
mm,
it just doesn't add up to me, and why he would, this bribery stuff,
I mean,
and I think the telling thing is they said, "I will drop the charges if you just apologise," and it's sort of like they know the reason they're saying that is because it's easy, and they might think, "Oh, he wants it over and done with." I
the
think they know.
apology is the absolutely it's
Mm,
the number one thing to do for law. Yeah, you murdered
yeah,
three people. Just apologise.
well, but you wouldn't do that in that situation. So I think they know that if he takes it to a real
Yeah,
court, he'll be found out. Well, it's not a real court, but with ample time for a
yeah.
trial and
Well, the fact that the trial was announced, uh, verdict given, and sentenced all in like virtually
mm,
24 hours,
more
just
or less, wasn't it? Yeah,
absolutely reeks of corruption.
corruption.
Right.
Yes.
Um, I don't know if anyone that's listening has heard the interview. I would highly recommend you go and
Mm,
watch it. But to paraphrase it, he sort of says that some blokes, what he thought
injected his sister.
gave
Yeah.
drugs to his sister, he saw her react poorly, and he went to do him in basically.
Mm,
And then some plainclothes officers held him back
mm.
and took him off somewhere. Am I? That's
No,
is
I
that
think
right?
that's
Yeah.
more or less
Um.
that's the case.
Now, if you think you're being kidnapped, this is what I think's happened. He thinks he's
Mm,
being kidnapped by some Greek fellas.
mm.
Um. If I'm Harry
Angry
Maguire,
fellas.
you best believe I'm gonna offer them money to let me go.
Yeah, I,
Um.
I, yeah, I don't think there's a huge
It's
issue
only a
with that.
problem because they've turned out to be coppers, and they
Mm,
clearly haven't identified themselves.
mm. I agree. I
So,
agree.
if that, well, he's obviously going to get the best lawyers in the world to
Mm. I
defend
think I
him.
think
So,
he will be found innocent. And if I was Man United or England, I wouldn't be looking at taking a captaincy away or
nah,
anything like that. I'd just wait until the outcome of this, and people know him.
mm,
The clubs know him, and they know what sort of person he is, and they know he's not usually this sort of person.
no,
So it's a strange one. It has to be said. The whole situation is very odd, but there
yeah.
you go.
As a knock-on effect, he has been dropped from the England squad now.
Yeah, I think that
Initially
was
wasn't. I mean, Southgate seems to think that he's innocent. From what I heard, he
yeah,
had a conversation with Mcguire.
yeah.
Uh,
But I think it was the right thing for him
yeah, I
to step
think
down.
take him out of the limelight.
Yeah,
Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, and Connor Cody coming in to replace
yeah.
him.
Um,
Uh,
I mean
what?
that England squad is diabolical.
Yeah,
My personal opinion, and it's not the. Do you know? I'm pleased Connor Cody got a call up because I know
yeah.
it's not Lewis Dunk or James Tarkowski who
No,
I think should
it's
be in the squad above.
well, obviously we think Lewis Dunk should be there,
Yeah,
but
I think
realistically, Connor
Tarkowski's
Cody.
a
Sorry,
good player.
yep, Tarkowski, very good player, but if you look at uh, if we're basing it on form, Connor Cody has been well, that Wolves team have done
Very
very good
well.
stuff. So
No, I think Connor Cody massively deserves that call up.
yeah,
I'm not bitter for him. I think it's some of the other fixtures of the England squad who just seem to get into the squad for no real reason.
mm,
Whether it's a situation, I think the situation is what's it? Southgate likes his players. He likes us the squad he knows. He wants the same
yeah.
squad.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but
No,
if we
but
look at who's made the squad this
mm,
round, I think notably the
there's three
question
centre
marks
backs.
come from Phillips,
Hmm.
Tyrone Mings,
Yeah,
Michael Keane, just
Eric Dyer for me as
yeah,
well, who
Eric
apparently was
Dyer.
amazing
I
centre back.
agree. Just scanning the list now. I think Tammy Abraham. I mean,
Yeah, some interesting ones. I'm not.
what's
I have
he
to say,
done since January?
I, I don't think we have a huge amount of options up front. So I'm not
No.
overly frustrated about Tyrone Mings, but just looking through myself, I think I'd agree with yours. There are a few others which I picked out, as sort of some strange ones. Um, Winks, not a giant fan of
Oh
Winks.
yeah, I missed Winks. I'm definitely not a
Uh,
fan of Winks.
Pickford's always going to get in the squad, but I think he's poor.
Pickford is poor. Yeah, I completely agree.
Um, and then also, I think it's a surprise Grealish didn't get in. I mean, I'm not his biggest
Yeah,
fan
I
as a
mean,
player because he seems to spend most of the time on the floor. But he is a good player, and he is better. He's probably one of our best midfield players
yeah,
that
I
we have.
mean, we have got to take into account that we have got some injuries. I know,
Hmm.
John
Chilwell,
Henson, Chilwell.
yeah,
I like to think that Henson would get in above Winks
yeah,
on a normal game.
or Phillips,
Yeah. Carl Walker, a bit of a surprise as
yeah, because he
he
was
had
in
that.
Ings over lockdown.
Yeah.
Orgy,
No Wan-Bissaka.
no, that's another one missing.
Uh,
Glad Trippier got in because he's had a good season with
yeah.
Atletico.
As we were saying last episode, got
Hmm.
to be rewarding these lads willing to go abroad.
Yeah,
Then we've got some weird ones, but not necessarily mad about it. Phil Foden. What do you think
no,
about that?
I'm very happy he's in. I think it's about time he got into the England squad.
Got
Um,
James
yeah,
Ward-Prowse. I think that's thoroughly deserved.
yeah.
Danny
Danny
Ings was always going to make the squad. He's had a
Yeah,
phenomenal season.
yeah. He's made one appearance, I think. So it's
Yeah,
before this.
good for him.
So it'd be
Now,
nice to
we
add on
haven't
that.
initially, well, we didn't initially have an out and out left back.
Which was a strange decision. I know Mings can play there, but I thought if he's going to play Mings at left back, that's going to be suicide.
Yeah, definitely hasn't got the mobility for it.
Well, we still haven't really got an out and out left back because Maitland-Niles, who's come in, is hardly an out and out left back, is he?
Well, no, but my thought process is, well, I think it's pretty evident that we're going to play three at the back based on that
Yeah,
team. And
a lot of centre backs available.
yeah, to be honest, that squad confuses me big time.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, should
three at the
have had
back.
Dan in the squad left back.
Um, maybe Ainsley. Oh well, I doubt Maitland-Niles is looking to be a starter, considering he wasn't even in the squad initially. So,
No, no, but it seems strange. Like, what are we planning to do is that left back position if it's not Maitland-Niles?
hmm, I mean,
Um,
is he thinking about
yeah,
putting Sterling left wing back?
that could be interesting. Could be a bit of a trip, couldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that could be an experience for us all.
yeah. I mean, well, obviously he's got to juggle
Hmm.
quarantine players and well, not even that. Well, when's the games? It's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, next week, this Saturday.
So yeah, potentially got a juggle that injuries, but it's competitive football.
Yes,
You'd like to think he'd pick a better squad.
yeah, I'm not impressed with the squad. I think if this is the best we have to offer, then something is seriously wrong in there.
I think
Um,
the fact that he hasn't picked Jesse Lingard is an absolute shambles.
he's
Joking.
awful. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. Obviously with injuries, it's true, but yeah, I'd like to see us change it up for the Euros itself. But I do think that obviously Brighton do have the former technical director of the FA, and you've got to feel slightly there might be a slight resentment there because I
You
noticed
reckon?
Lamptey hasn't got into the under 21s. He's
Hey?
obviously, he's had a great end to the season. Yet they're putting players who've played in the Championship in the under 21.
Wow.
So I don't really know what's going on there, but something clearly is. So it'll be interesting. But yeah.
That has shocked me, to be honest. No Lamptey, Premier League footballer. Okay.
Yeah, we're putting in other Chelsea right backs
Hmm.
who've only ever played in the Championship. Obviously,
Potentially an
Swansea.
agenda there.
Yeah,
And
very
we've got
much, I believe.
Calvin Phillips with
Well,
championship experience.
for me,
That has rattled me, that has.
you can't. With no disrespect, he's played against Barnsley and Rotherham, not Rotherham,
Uh,
Barnsley and Charlton.
Charlton.
That's the two I used, and they're not. They're not the same quality as anybody's playing in the Premier League.
No.
You've got no experience in this league, and it's strange for me. Strange decision to bring him in.
Yes.
I just find it odd.
So, if we can introduce the next segment of Jack,
So,
what are you wearing this week? Jack,
what
what
am I
shirt
wearing?
are you
I am
wearing?
wearing a 2002 to 2004 Brighton away shirt. Uh,
Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
it's a thing of beauty. Best sponsor in the world. Nice red cases, and mainly using the Championship season we had with Bobby Zamora up front in the early 2000s. I went straight back down. Wasn't the best season in terms of football. I think we lost 13 games on the trot as well.
Ooh, long
Uh,
sleeves as well.
yeah, long sleeves. I'm a big fan of the long sleeves. But these are all Sunday League shirts. There's someone on eBay selling them. So they've all got numbers on the back, but just plain
Oh,
numbers.
they
Uh,
potentially could be Seagulls FC.
yes.
Sunday League.
And this one's got a number 18 on the back. Obviously, they don't do that anymore, football clubs. They're not selling off their shirts anymore to random people, which is very disappointing for people
Yeah.
using Sunday League. It's a whole different kettle of fish now. But yeah, it is a very nice website.
Right. I've got a question.
Yes.
Next season, Premiership. I'm putting you on the spot here, but if I had to press you for a top six in order, what are you
Yeah.
going with?
Man City to win it.
Man City to win it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Why?
Just for their end of season fall this year
Okay.
was on another planet. If they can get Messi on board, well, that's a big if, though, as we said. Then after that, I'll probably go second. I'll probably go Chelsea. They will need to sort out their defence, though. They've already
Thiago
signed
Silva coming in.
Thiago Silva. That's a very good signing.
Chilwell.
Chilwell, yeah.
They got that
So
other centre back, Saw.
although I thought he was going out on loan
Yeah,
straight away.
I think so.
So maybe not the best one there. Then I think third is going to be Manchester United.
No, Liverpool.
Not Liverpool yet. This is my rogue choice. I think Manchester United, their end of form was very good. Starting to come together a bit under Solskjaer. He just needs a bit of time. If they can make some good signings this window, it'll be interesting to see. I think they'll do well. Then in fourth, this is my roguish pick of all.
Wait, let me guess. Wolves.
No, my roguish pick of all is going to be Arsenal to finish fourth.
I fully agree.
Champions League. Just because I think Arteta's starting to get things to work now.
It's got the passion going. People want.
Yeah,
want to win.
Won the FA Cup, won the Community Shield. And then I'm going to go fifth to finish outside the top four. Liverpool.
Oh.
I know.
Controversial. Why?
Very much. But why? I just feel they're going to burn out. They can't win anything else now. They've won it all. they've won everything since Klopp's come in, and albeit I know you could go for a triple, or very few teams do triples. It's not an easy thing to do. Um, so it will be interesting to see. I think they could burn out. They've won the league and they'll sit back, and it won't quite be because all it was this season was right, win this league as soon as possible. There was sort of no looking back, and I think they might just go off the boil a bit. I don't think they'll be looking to
If
defending the
I'm if
title.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate,
Mhm.
Man City won back-to-back titles.
Yeah, they did.
Why aren't Liverpool?
Why at Liverpool? I just feel their team is because City, their team is being built for something else. Their
Yeah.
team isn't being built to win the Premier League. Their team's being built to win the Champions League. That's the whole reason that they are
Premier League's a
building.
byproduct.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, in my opinion, is that Manchester is that Liverpool have not got the same sort of level of squad depth and stuff like that.
I will say it does concern me a bit that they haven't really signed anyone. I mean,
No,
obviously their squad is absolutely phenomenal as it was, but Bobby Firmino needs competition, I'm afraid,
yeah,
because
he needs competition. I like Origi, but he's not a starter every week.
he's not
For me,
gonna
not
challenge
good.
Firmino.
No. So yeah, I just feel like they're going to finish outside the top four,
They're
and
really
then sixth.
sixth.
I'm going to go for Wolves. Actually,
Ooh,
uh, I think they
Tottenham
want to.
outside the top six.
Yeah. I think
Love
they
to
want
see
to
it.
put behind them the problems that they had this season. To the problems that they had when they didn't get European football. I think they'll want that even more
Mm,
because I think they deserve it
mm.
on the basis of things. It's a good side, and they're not a selling club; they're a keeping club. At the moment, that's not really a thing, a keeping club, is it? But very much no. I think Wolves will finish sixth, and
Okay.
then Tottenham wherever they feel like. Tottenham could go very pear shaped this season. I feel.
It will either be amazing or horrific.
Hey, Mourinho meltdown. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Am I?
You do look
But
very tired,
do I? I am very tired.
but
I'm not
still
hungover.
providing those stats for
Oh
the
yeah,
fans.
100%. Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they need. Um, but yeah, it's no. I mean, I think that could go very wrong at Tottenham next
Mm,
season. Um,
right.
but I'm impressed with a couple of their signings so far.
If I was to predict a top six,
Yes.
mine's a bit controversial, but I reckon Chelsea are going to win a league.
Okay. Fair
They've
enough.
made too many good signings
I
to.
think it's just their centre backs which worry me. I think
They've
that's the
got
thing. Which
Thiago Silva,
yeah, I know, but he's 35.
experience.
Yeah, but
He
in
needs
this
a
league,
gazelle
in this
next to
league,
him. They got the buffalo. They
yeah,
just need a
Gazelle.
gazelle, which is either probably Rudiger, to be honest,
Yeah,
or
I think
even
Rudiger is the
Azpilicueta.
better out of Rudiger and Zuma.
Hmm.
I have to say, I was actually very impressed yesterday, which was a shock even to me, with Anders Christensen,
Ooh,
who hasn't, been the best
absolute
at all.
sloth.
Yeah, so
Second
yeah,
place, Man City,
yeah,
Liverpool, Arsenal, Man
or
United.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, Sixth is a big question mark for me. Probably Tottenham. Let's be
Tottenham.
realistic.
Hmm.
Can't see Leicester getting top six again.
No, I can't.
They ain't really signed enough players for me.
Hmm. I think another road prediction I have is Rodgers not to see out next season at Leicester.
First Premier League manager to get the sack.
Rodgers is a good candidate for that.
I've got a bit of a cop out, and I'm going to say David Moyes.
Yeah, could be Moyes.
How did West Ham get on in the end yesterday?
I know who do they play?
Brentford. They were drawing 1-1.
Oh no, I didn't see.
Let's have a look.
Have a look for you. Yeah.
West Ham.
Um, I think another one I'm going to chuck out there. I think Bielsa could be one of the first people to go.
Yeah, they won 2-1 against Brentford, but it was actually streamed on YouTube. That's the only reason I know they're playing.
Oh right.
And West Ham, well, Brentford did look very good, but
Hmm.
West Ham were probably the second best team in the first half,
Hmm.
which is not ideal if you're West Ham.
No, no, it's not. Um, no, I think Bielsa could be one of the first to go as well.
You
Um,
reckon?
yeah, I just reckon you look at his record in top divisions, and it's not great since the early '90s. He's obviously won a few Argentinian titles, but
Is
other
that
than that,
tricky?
yeah,
Two-horse race.
yeah,
They
exactly.
they have made they are making a statement by signing Rodrigo,
I think they've overpaid.
25 million.
Yeah, 25 million for a striker who have scored 4 goals last season. I think I could have got this spectacularly wrong, but he's not.
I feel like you have. Let's get the
Uh,
stat up. I mean, yeah, played his way into the Spain team, which is obviously one of the best teams in the world. Let's have a look. Rodrigo.
careers. Right, so he scored 7 and 4 league goals last season,
Ooh,
which is not really a good return in
he's
my
been
opinion.
peppered with injuries,
Yeah,
but no, that's not great. However, I believe we did say that they needed a new striker. Bamford isn't really Premier League standard for
no,
me.
no, he's not.
Uh,
He's not.
but yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning again. I
Let's,
might go
let's,
have a nap after this call.
let's pause. Okay. Big upset in the week.
Hmm.
Celtic
Yeah,
out of the Champions League.
already they did it earlier than they. Well, actually later, but they're usually out around this time. Which country was it to this time? Which Farmers League? Uh,
Um, we
it,
really should have this already
it
up.
was Fen. I think it was Fenerbahce from Hungary. Um,
Celtic. I believe Hungary rings a bell. Maybe
yeah,
I'm just hungry. Yeah, it was Hungary. They lost against Fenerbahce. Doing a
Fenerbahce.
Merson.
Yeah, Ferencvaros. They were the team who played. Funnily, they played Millwall when Millwall got into Europe.
And
They were running battles on the streets of Budapest.
yeah, I can
Uh,
imagine that could be a bit of a stabby
that
affair.
that was a stabby affair by all accounts. But yeah, no, Celtic are out. They're doing their annual thing of just being hopelessly shit.
I mean, they normally
Um,
get to the knockout stages. However,
yeah,
as their fans always say that they would win the Premier League if they
no way.
come into it.
I think it's just a state of effect. This is why rumours of Osman Edouard going to the Premier League, and I'm not overly interested in him. I mean, Hamilton Academicals are like League One quality. No disrespect to them at all, but they are. They are. It's League
They
One
are.
quality.
It's
Um,
it's a painful watch. If
yeah, and I just think Celtic can lay waste to these teams in the Scottish Premier League, and then they come up against any sort of standard opposition from another country. It might play a different way than
yeah,
Dossers who just play hoofball. But it just hits them flat in the face,
yeah.
and just they don't know what to do. They're lost. So yeah, it's a strange one, but not unexpected.
Do you think they'll ever be in the Premier League? I mean,
No, I don't think. I don't think they're. The Premier
slash
League aren't
English football.
Premier League aren't interested in it. I think they have their own thing in Celtic. They're, by winning the league every year, that's huge for their profile.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's yeah, I don't think they'll be, and I don't think they'd fare very well. I think they'd be Championship to a lower Premier League at best.
yeah. It's pretty.
But then again, they are a brand. They're a huge brand. I
Yeah.
think with the Premier League money,
You
they could do
could
really
argue,
well.
yeah, the money would bring in bigger signings and
Yeah,
maybe improve the quality. But
they've got a huge fan base,
the
obviously.
fact that they won back-to-back trebles, didn't lose
Yeah,
a single game when they had an actual manager managing them.
yeah.
You look at Neil Lennon, he's inherited a winning team and he
hmm
came to
A
English
team,
football and what happened?
mind you, Rangers are currently top of the league, so it'd be interesting to see if
Well, they always bottle it, don't they?
they do well this year. But I can't see it myself. I just see them. Yeah,
They always bottle it.
they will balls this up
Mm.
somehow. Celtic, so not Celtic, Rangers. So yeah, it's
But I would like to see Gerrard succeed. Yeah.
well, he can succeed, but he'll still never be as good as Frank Lampard.
Oh, forever in his
Controversial.
shadow still.
Yeah, he he is the best English player,
Yeah.
shall we say? So yeah, but yeah, like you say, it's still it's I don't think they'll do it again this
Yeah.
year. Rangers and Celtic will get their 10 in a row. Um,
And
so
one
yeah.
thing that did just come to my head when I mispronounced that Hungarian team,
Hmm.
Sky Sports have sacked a load of people, ain't they? They sacked
Yes,
Letitia,
yes.
Phil,
Well,
Nick.
I might be very unpopular for saying this,
Yeah,
but I
my
actually
initial question is, do you care?
no, because I actually think yeah, there you go. I actually think they are just crap pundits. Like I'm not interested in Matt Letizier's opinion of where he goes, all he does is all he adds to that whole program is him going, "Oh, they've scored, Jeff," and it's like, just what
Do
like
you watch the
Paul
pre-match build-up
I occasionally
where
watch
they
Soccer
discuss?
Saturday. I think Mercer's only not been sacked for comedy value.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
what's his name?
and I think
Jeff
that's like
is thinking about
Jeff Stelling.
walking.
Yeah, well, for me, it doesn't bother me that much because I think I've got to a point now with them and Charlie Nicholas and a lot where they don't add anything like to football, like the football knowledge. And there's so many great pundits out there who are
Time
well.
for a mix-up, maybe.
I think because people have made it about race, and I don't think that's what it is about at
Race.
all. Yeah. So
What have
they're
people
gonna
been saying about that?
they're saying they're gonna give it to a black presenter or whatever, and it's sort of like no, they are just crap pundits. That's why
Yeah.
they've got rid of them. And people take the piss, but I think like Mika Richards, for example, is a very good pundit. I do like listening to him talk about football.
He
Maybe he's
does
not
my
very
head
good.
in.
My favourite pundit on TV by far and a while, I might be slightly biased here, but I think the best pundit who's the most intelligent about football is Liam Rossini, who is fantastic and is
He's
head and shoulders above the
well, yeah.
rest. He's a coach, I suppose, at a championship club, but he does very
there is
well.
some very good ones. I mean, Kieran Dyer, he often impresses me.
Yeah, Kieran Dyer does. He's always talks quite well.
But to reiterate your point, these guys have been doing it for however long, and sort of their when they were footballers, it's so long ago. It's moved on. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
if we got
they are
in,
dinosaurs of the game.
if we got in the Kieran Dyers, the Mika Richards, maybe, freshly
Not
retired.
your cup of tea, but
yeah, newly retired, and know a bit more about
Sidwell's
the
often
modern
very
game.
good as well.
Who's that? Sorry?
Younger players, Steve Sidwell,
Yeah,
another
Sidwell.
one where I might be slightly biased on, but genuinely, I think there's because it's sort of like you watch Liam Rossini do his punchery and he's talking about the pivot and stuff like that, different types of playing, how to pass out from the back. And then you've got Paul Merson going, he's a top. He wants to be a top player. He's got to become and it's just like, shut up. It's got no relevance to it at all. like Jamie Redknapp when I think it wasn't Gina Stanislas scored a goal directly from a corner against Man United, and he circled the corner flag and he went, as you can see, it is windy.
Yeah, he's a
Like,
top
thank you for
player,
the
but is he a
yeah
top player?
yeah, and it's just I don't know. For me, it
As you can
doesn't.
see, it's
I just think
windy.
they're crap pundits,
Yeah, I'm.
and I'm not sad to see them go.
Do you know what
Because
really grinds my gears?
yeah,
We should get a
um,
segment. What really grinds Jack's gears?
what about football?
Yeah, what
Sky
grinds your
Sports in
gears?
general, to be honest. Some of their journos as well just act like they're completely in the know and usually talking absolute shite. I don't actually have a clue. It's like this whole Lewis Dunk transfers thing, which was, it said like, oh, he's going to Chelsea for 40 million. It's based upon no evidence whatsoever. And then a few days later, he signs a new 5-year deal.
5-year deal. Have some of that.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, doesn't interest
I'm
me.
sure Dunk gets rumoured with a new club every year.
Yeah, and then he signs a new
Yeah,
5-year deal every
he
year.
was heavily linked with Fulham at one point.
Yes, he was. I
Twice, I
remember
think.
when we were both in the championship. Oh God, I'm gonna drop in a minute. But yeah, no. So it doesn't bother me. I have to say.
Okay, and I
Yeah.
think on that yawny note,
Yes,
we
you let me have my
shall
nap.
wrap up.
Yes. Thank you for listening.
Slightly shorter episode this week. However, we just don't have that much to talk about. We've got a few key points, and they're
Yeah.
pretty much over and done with after a quick discussion.
We've got
However,
one midweek. Yes.
we wanted to give you something to listen to let you all know that we're still alive. And hey,
Which
we enjoy making them.
regular
So,
episode.
Jack, Player of the Week.
Player of the week. Who do I enjoy watching this week? Or
Bit of a tough
can
one.
think of like
I'm not going to let you re-pick Alphonso Davies either.
No, I can't pick him again. Jason Malumbi thought he's been my
Jason
player.
Malumbi.
Yeah.
He's your little love child, I feel.
Yeah, I'm the Jason Malumbi fan club. Just because I used to know somebody I went to uni with was the press officer at Millwall, and he obviously waxed lyrical about Jason Malumbi. So
Very good player.
yeah,
Maybe another loan move for him though.
maybe we'll have to see. I think he's a more mobile Stevens, but
one more
another
thing.
thing.
Sorry, it's just popped into my head.
Yeah.
Aaron Connolly, the number 7.
Big fan.
Bit of a
I like
weird one,
him,
isn't it?
7.
Why number
No,
7?
I like the number 7 on him.
That's a winger's shirt though.
It is a winger's shirt, but Morpay had it last season. He's now moved to 9.
I thought Kyle had it last year.
No, Kyle had 25 last season. But he never played a game, so I get to wear it.
So yeah, not complaining then.
Not unhappy with that one.
I thought it looked odd. Anyway,
gives him. I think it's sort of saying to him, "Look, you're a big part of the squad now."
Yeah,
So.
yeah. The statement is bold.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed listening to the episode 5 of the Tiki Chapter. I've been Andy Lagubin, and
I've been Jack,
and you've been half asleep. No.
Yeah, and soon to be fully asleep.
Yeah, enjoy your
Look at
nap.
his eyes; they're so squinty closed.
Next week we shall be more energetic. Let us know what you want to hear.
I certainly will.
We're gonna. Episode 6 will be Premier League predictions.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And take care.
Maybe we'll do that championship review we never did. Lost to time, that one.
We got no comments requested, so
we never did it. But we'll do it one day.
The Fans Podcast championship predictions.
Yeah, maybe if anybody wants that.
All right, take care.
It's a big hard no, I think.